What's up, Ego Hackers? Welcome to the show. This is C.S. Joseph, and these are my new friends. And we have not even had a conversation or interacted at all, right?
Nope.
Nope. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So they saw my epic street psychic sign. So we're going to be getting down into it right now. So where are you guys from? Tell us about yourselves. What's your guys' name? Like introduce.
I'm from Texas. I'm Madison.
Madison, yeah.
Yep.
Oh. I'm Kelby. I'm from Spokane.
Kelby, you're from Spokane.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're going to hand the microphone over to you after we're done with her, which is pretty cool. And then, all right, cool. So who are you? What are you all about? Tell us, in general, what do you do for work? What's your main thing?
I am in sales operations for a supplier for energy companies.
Yeah.
We sell water meters and a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, water meters?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's my passion, but it pays the bills.
so it's not your passion?
No, it's not my passion. It's what I do for work.
Well, what is your passion?
I have so much. I love
give me some examples.
To dance, music,
Dancing?
Animals,
painting,
yoga.
Yeah?
Hiking, fishing, hunting, all of that.
All those things, huh?
I'm a earth sign, so I love to be out in nature.
Earth sign, okay,
Yeah.
cool. What sign do you think I am?
Virgo.
Oh, no, I'm not that judgmental.
Okay, wait, Capricorn.
Nope.
Sag.
Nope.
Libra?
Nope.
A Taurus?
No. Oh, God, no. I am not.
I'm a Taurus, so be careful.
Cancer?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I'm not that whiny.
Aries.
Nope. Not that angry.
What is left?
Aquarius, come on.
Oh, okay.
I am an Aquarius. I'm winter born.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
lots of fun. All right, cool. So let's do your reading. You are all about how everyone else feels all the time. You know what you want to a point where you could be impulsive and very responsible with your decision making, though, as you get older within your years, but very critical towards other decisions that other people make, because it's like, hey, I'm the responsible one making the responsible decisions, but why are y'all making irresponsible decisions? That's super mega annoying all the time. But you work really hard to make everyone else around you as comfortable as possible.
Very true.
Comforting them, making sure that you're as memorable as possible. However, even though you're really good at potentially even event coordinating, throwing on some really good parties and whatnot, really good at cooking, etc. Let's say you have 100 people and you're throwing in this banquet for 100 people, if just one person doesn't like it, you feel like you failed instantly, and it really, really sucks. You are afraid of being stupid and afraid of what you think might actually be incorrect. And actually the number one way to hurt you as a person is to actually tell you that you're stupid, which is really sad.
Yeah.
However, because of that, it has a bad byproduct where you have this tendency where you expect everyone else to listen to you and don't listen to anybody. That can be a huge issue. However, you also worry about your self-worth. You worry that you're not worthy enough and that you're not good enough on a regular basis. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It could be kind of a rough situation, a rough thing. And then also, again, we already talked about how you're critical towards other people's decisions, because when you look at yourself, you realize that you're the one who's consistently trying to make good decisions with the choices that you make. You want to be responsible with what you want and make sure that you are wanting the right thing every single time. But you see other people not willing to put in the effort and the work to be able to make proper choices. And when they make bad choices, it really bothers you. And this also impacts you in terms of your relationships, because sometimes you have this tendency where it's like, okay, maybe he doesn't actually want me. And then you start thinking about that and it gets stuck in your head. And then you start acting as if he doesn't actually want you when he really actually does, but you never bothered to ask. And you end up pushing him away from you in the process because you made that assumption, which is pretty rough. Also, you're very forgetful. Very forgetful. And because of that, you got to write everything down, because if you don't, you're super forgetful.
How do you know me so well? Event coordinating, I got my degree.
I'm an epic street psychic. That's what the sign says. Yeah.
And I did event coordinating for 3 years. And I do write everything down. Everything.
Yeah,
or I will
have to.
forget.
Yeah.
And I do care way too much about what people think about me.
Well, you care about what they value. And how they feel about you.
Yes,
It's a little bit different. A little bit different.
Yes.
And then the worst part about you, though, is you have a tendency to take away other people's voices because you want your voice to be the one that is listened to. That can be a really big problem. And it's even to the point where in like a social interaction, you're like, okay, guys, everyone gets a voice. And you say that at first, and then it's like, okay, now it's my turn to speak. And then you speak, you say your voice, and it's like, okay, guys, bye. And you're not even to give anyone else the opportunity to actually say their piece because you already got your words in. So yeah, whatever, I'm going to move on, you know?
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
What makes you really happy, though, is like when you like really delve into mechanics and like get real hands-on and make things with your own hands and like create from that perspective. Like motorcycle maintenance or car maintenance, to be like, hey, you know, there's a little grease monkey in this grill, I can handle it.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love working with my hands.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but things that really make you really happy is when you're teaching other people, when they're listening to you, when you have like the authority to be able to teach in that moment. Authority really matters to you, but not as much as validation. Validation is everything to you. So you love receiving words of affirmation from other people.
Language.
Yeah.
That is my love language.
Yeah, you love receiving that words of affirmation, which is pretty cool when you actually think about it. So you always want to make sure you're giving a good impression to other people on a regular basis, making them feel good, making sure that you make them comfortable to the point where you're very memorable to them, so they'll always remember you because you want to be as memorable as possible.
Yeah.
But what really, really makes you happy is when someone is actually going to take the time to actually listen to what you have to say.
Yes.
It's like the biggest turn on when someone listens to you because you spend so much time thinking about everything in your life on a consistent basis. And because you're constantly thinking, you know that you have a lot of value to add. And this is really important because you already struggle with feelings of unworthiness and not that you're not good enough or you're not worthy enough as a result of that situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so as a result of that, it really, really makes you happy when people value you enough to come to you and ask you what you think, and where you are given the opportunity to actually solve problems for other people in that memorable way that you want to be remembered. You want to be remembered for solving those problems because that's how you get over those feelings of unworthiness, that feelings of not being good enough because you were that person that someone listened to and you were actually able to help them solve their problem and then they remember it.
Yes.
And what that creates is loyalty.
Yes.
That thing that you want the most.
Yes.
Loyalty.
Yeah.
Where they stick around.
Yeah.
Even if you fail. Because they remember all of the good things. It's like you've stored up all the good things that you've done for them in their soul. And then they remember that so that when you do inevitably fail, they stick around. Because it's like, she did that for me. It's all good.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and they stick around.
On.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
I was a guidance counselor for 2 years.
Wow.
So I feel like that ties up with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really spot on.
Yeah. Pretty
That's
cool,
great.
huh?
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I've never actually been to a psychic, so this was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fun. Cool. Let's do Mr. Kelby next.
Do you want to? Here.
And switch spots.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are
That
most
was
welcome.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Take it off.
All right, so this is my bro Kelby. He's on the show now. This is pretty awesome. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing, brother?
I am definitely hanging in there for sure. Yeah. So introduce yourself to the audience. What are you all about? What do you do? What's your thing?
Yeah, so my name's Kelby Holland. I run a mechanic shop in Spokane.
You run a mechanic shop. Spokane. It's
Yep,
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of been gear-headed my whole life.
Yeah.
Big into psychology. That's probably where we stopped here.
Oh, really? Big into psychology. That's cool.
Yeah, love all that stuff.
You think psychology has a lot to do with people being psychic, like myself?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
I think it's all about mannerisms, for one. Like, that's
Mannerisms.
the easiest one to pick up on with people. Like, you
Yeah.
can kind of tell the basics of people based off how they act as a person, what they say, what they do, how they act.
Yeah.
I pick up on all that kind of stuff. So.
Okay. Well, give me some examples. Like, I mean, do you use this in your work as a mechanic? Like how you deal with
definitely,
customers?
definitely. Yeah, I'm the front counter guy, so I talk to people all day, every day.
Yeah.
If you can obviously you can tell when someone's like nervous or skeptical or they don't like quite know what the fuck's going on, and if you can read that and address the situation based on how you think they're going to react, it's a lot easier to sell and work with and build a relationship with people.
Well, what motivated you to get into that, though? What was the driving factor in trying to understand people in that way? I'm very curious.
Well, it came through trauma, to be honest with me.
What kind of trauma, if you don't mind sharing?
I don't know how else to. I was in a really shitty situation a couple years back, and essentially watched my brother pass away, like in my arms with his best friend. And I should have died that day too, but like.
Oh, dang. Well, I'm glad you're
came
not
through
dead.
it. Yeah. No, it's all good. Like I work through it. I see a therapist every week.
You see a therapist every week?
Yeah.
Therapy has been really key in my life. Actually, it's been absolutely fantastic. I was despairing a lot within my own life, and then therapy has actually really helped me get closer to hope instead of despair.
Yeah, and understand kind of what's going on around you, more so being proactive than reactive to what's going on.
Proactive, reactive? Yeah. Okay. All right, fair enough. All right, so your reading. So you are super strong. You are like the guy, you're the last man standing. You're like always last man standing. You are Mr. Endurance all the time. You can take the hits more than anyone else. And it also comes from your strong sense of duty. You always do what you should. You kind of avoid to do what you want to do because you're kind of risk averse in that regard. But it's all about doing what you should, all about doing your duty as a result, which makes you hyper loyal. You always stick around for every situation. You're always giving other people second chances on a regular basis. And one of the reasons why is because you care so much. You care about how other people feel. And sometimes that means you got to criticize them. You're willing to criticize other people and share exactly what's on your mind about those people, but it's in an effort of helping them. The thing is, though, is that sometimes you're entirely unaware of what other people are thinking, and you may share some of those thoughts, but they would have already come to that conclusion, but you're not aware of that conclusion, and they actually feel alienated by you, even though that wasn't even your intention to begin with. You were just trying to help them. And that can end up becoming a very painful thing for you to endure, but you got that high level of endurance, you just keep going anyway, right? You're also all about protecting others. You're all about safety and making sure that safety is like a normal thing no matter wherever you go, especially like protecting this lady as often as possible. That's what you do on a regular basis. And also, you're afraid of being unwanted. You're afraid of not being chosen anymore. And sometimes that really bothers you. But that's why you invest so much in being able to endure and having more strength, because from your perspective, the stronger you are as a man, the more desirable you are as a man, and it helps you get over your fear of not being desirable enough to other people. To a point, it's more of fear of dejection. So dejection is different from rejection. So dejection is a person, like, it's similar to rejection because, like, she doesn't like being rejected. That's her thing. Like, because, like, she's like, oh, I really want this person. Oh, I got rejected. That hurts. But it's fleeting. That pain goes away after a while, especially since you kind of are able to forget about it. But this guy, he don't forget anything. He remembers everything. And the thing is that dejection is, in my opinion, more painful. A lot more painful because you're walking around realizing that you're not even a choice to begin with. You're not even an option to somebody to begin with. And it really is very debilitating. It can really hurt over time. Also, you're worried about giving other people a bad experience. You're worried about making other people uncomfortable. So that's why you overcompensate with trying to perform better whenever possible and going out of your way to make other people comfortable, but at the same time, trying to facilitate an area of comfort. So like for example, you might clean something, or you might go out of the way to just like, hey, I'm going to go the extra mile just to make sure, because I know what makes me comfortable, so chances are if it makes me comfortable, other people might be comfortable in the process, so I'm going to go the extra mile for them because I know what would make me comfortable in the situation, and hopefully they'll be able to be comfortable as well. So what this ends up doing is this creates a worry within you where you worry that you're not performing well enough. And you really go out of your way to try to make sure that you put in extra effort so that you are performing even more. It's kind of like that Deadpool thing, maximum effort, you know what I'm saying? Going all out on the maximum effort. However, you're very critical towards your self-worth. Very critical. Oftentimes where you're just like, I'm just not worthy. And you can be really hard on yourself, too hard on yourself, to the point where you'll just burn out, like entirely. You'll burn yourself out because you're just working so hard. And then this can cause you to become really envious of other people. Envy would be your deadly sin, right? Her deadly sin is pride. That's her deadly sin. But yours is envy. Envy is not like jealousy. Jealousy is wanting what other people have, but envy is different. Envy is like seeing other people happier than you, even though you know you've put in more effort, but you're not as happy as them, and it bothers you. That's what envy actually is. And it's because you're this very passionate person. You're all about passion. You're all about trying to be satisfied in your life and gaining as much satisfaction as possible. And that's why you get envious of other people who are satisfied, right, in the process. However, if you work really hard to become the person that everyone envies, that allows you to have this amazing high level of compassion towards other people. And as a result, you're very compassionate to others. And it helps you deal with those feelings of, I'm not good enough. Because you're very critical. While she's worried about it, you're critical about it. You really sometimes will sell yourself short to a point of being self-deprecating. Both of you can be self-deprecating, but probably for you, it's more so with self-deprecating. Also, we already discussed that you're unaware of what other people are thinking, and that can be a problem. Unaware of potential research, unaware of rules and certain standards and various systems. But the thing is that at least you can remember all of your past failures, and because of that, you can actually kind of navigate your way through those rules, eventually navigate your way through those systems eventually, much less even actually use that to create systems and procedures as a result. The worst part about you, though, you don't go after what you want. You're very risk averse. You often play it safe in your life. You play it too safe. When the thing is that you need to so there's a step process that you could follow. The first thing is take more risks, but don't do it by yourself. Until you get to the point where you remember risks that you've taken in the past, and regardless of the consequences, because you're afraid of bad consequences, regardless of the consequences that come, you have to recognize that you are strong enough to get through any one of those consequences no matter what you do, right? And at that point, you can finally let go and be willing to actually take risks on your own instead of being like in this team-based interdependent mindset where you are taking risks with others. You want to be able to get to a point in your life where you're able to take risks independently on your own, right? And you can do that, but you got to practice that risk-taking by doing those risks with others. Recognize that you're strong enough to deal with whatever consequences come your way, because no one's stronger than you. Let's be honest. And because no one's stronger than you, you're able to actually deal with whatever consequences. Let the chips fall where they may, just like it says in Fight Club. If you've ever seen that movie, let the chips fall where they may. You will be able to deal. You will be able to deal with whatever life throws at you, and that will empower you to take more risks. Because the more risks you actually take, because you think that strength is what makes you desirable. Nope. It's actually your ability to take risks. The more risks you take, actually, that's how the more desirable you are, because you already recognize that you're strong enough to handle those consequences ahead of time. So how did I do? How did I do?
Love it. Thank you.
You love it. All right. So let me explain your guys' relationship.
We have to go,
oh, that's too bad.
And we're just friends.
Here, let me give you friends otherwise.
I was going to say, where can we find this?
Oh, I give you guys my card.
Oh, perfect.
I'm actually not a psychic. I'm a psychologist.
Oh, wait, is this? Hold on. Is this like a...
What was your name again?
Jace.
Kelby.
Kelby, yeah.
a study or something?
Huh?
So
No, it's just my show. It's just that's all.
You're not a psychic, so you're
Nope.
basically just okay. Because you were really on.
I'm a psychologist. Yeah.
There's a difference between the two.
There is, and you could go check out my stuff online. You can even watch this on YouTube,
Okay.
and then learn about how I do it. And I teach it for a living, and you can do it too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all
Awesome.
about.
It was so nice
It's just
meeting you.
saying psychic is what pulls people in. If I said
Yeah.
psychologist, no one would do this. You know what I'm saying?
I would. I like it.
Yeah. See you around, Kelby. Have a good night. Thanks for watching, folks. Like and subscribe. See you guys in the next episode.